All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mike Up Podcast with Zach and Don.
Yes, sir. Today we've got a lot of NFL news to talk about. Some roster changes and some contract extensions.
And UFC,
UFC.
and Counter-Strike,
Yep.
and a little bit NBA stuff, I think, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right.
College,
Cool.
like basketball in general.
Oh, okay, basketball.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I was going to say, I think we
There
have
he
Heath coming
is.
in. Let's
Yep.
get him in here. Maybe. There he
What's
is.
up, dude?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
We're doing good, man.
Hell
Had a
yeah.
fantastic weekend. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. So UFC 313 was over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Had two great fights on it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of good fights. The two main fights,
Yeah.
the co-main Justin versus Vazeev, and then Pereira versus Ankalaev. We'll start off with the Gaethje and Vazeev fight, which it was to start off the fight. Raphael actually was like he shot two takedowns, which he's not known for his wrestling. Usually, he's mainly a striker, but took Justin down. I believe a minute and a half into the fight, took him down, controlled him for probably close to a minute. And then Justin scrambled up, then takes him down again, and had a deep inverted triangle on him. It could have been very tight, but he ended up getting out of it.
Didn't get him.
And, oh no. Second round, Justin started, doing Justin things, pressuring him,
Piecing him up.
piecing him up, started jabbing him a little bit, caught him with a nasty uppercut in the clinch, dropped Fazeev.
I think I saw
It was
that
a
clip.
nasty,
I think I saw that clip on Twitter.
dude, it was a nasty uppercut.
Yeah,
And
threw like a left
I thought
hand, and he kind of missed, but then
it
he like rested his arm there and held
threw
on
a
a little
right
bit, then gave him a little, yeah.
threw a right uppercut, dude. It was nasty. I thought he was gonna get him out of there after that. Honestly, it was a great uppercut. And then third round, Fazeev started hitting him with a lot of his body kicks, which is what he's known for. He throws a lot of kicks. And Justin kept pouring on the pressure, kept hitting him, threw a couple head kicks. Head kick that honestly Fazeev caught, but it still caught him flush on the neck. I thought it was good. It looked like a kick that should have got him out of there, but
Yeah.
like he just ate the kick. It was actually insane.
Now, was this a 3-rounder?
But it was just a 3 rounder. I was surprised. I thought they were going to make it a 5 rounder.
Yeah, usually with like big name co-mains, they do the 5-rounders.
Yeah.
But I think it was because Vazeev was coming in on short notice.
I was gonna ask if him and if Gaethje and Hooker were scheduled for 5.
Yeah, they were scheduled for 5.
Okay.
But obviously, Vazeev coming in on short notice, I'm thinking that's why
week and a
they
half.
didn't make it. And honestly, it was better for Vazeev because he started gassing out in the final minute of the third round. And if it would have been 4 or 5 rounds, I think he might have got finished. He might have been able to hang in there, but
I wonder how differently you train for 3-round fights versus 5.
Well, it's going to be strictly cardio, no? Like, I mean, you're going to just have...
For 5-rounders, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. You're going to have to go so much harder than
a lot. It's probably a lot of sparring, I would have to imagine.
I bet you a lot of these up-and-coming guys, they probably train for 5 rounds, even if they're fighting 3.
For sure, but I'll bet it's just, like, on off days when they're not fighting, dude, it's strictly endurance training.
Yeah,
there's
probably. Like every day.
I mean,
every day they're probably running miles and shit.
Yeah, because I mean,
wrestling too.
Wrestling takes a lot of stamina.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're just constantly pushing and using your muscles.
Right. I know a thing about that. That wrestling shit had me fucking tired when I first started doing it. That shit had me tired.
Dude, the wrestling conditioning was the worst thing I think I've ever endured in my life. Wrestling conditioning was awful.
It was definitely a benefit in the long run, though. Like, once you got past being at the start of it, not being used to it. Once your body got used to it,
I don't know. I don't think my body ever got used to that shit. Wrestling conditioning was awful.
Hey, Zach was kind of holding his own back there. Back then, he was wrestling just a little bit
for what?
until he broke it. Until he broke his collarbone.
No, tore his labrum.
Collarbone. I tore my labrum.
Oh damn!
Him and Jackson did the same thing. Him and Rick.
Yeah, Jackson both did it.
But let's get to the main event.
Yeah, I've got a couple things I want to talk about with the Pereira fight.
Magomed Ankalaev. Go ahead, you can start.
Well, all right. So Pereira lost 2-3 on 2 of the scorecards, and then 4-1 on the other. And I was looking.
I think that's. Yeah,
I was looking at the stats, dude. Ankalaev shot for 12 takedowns. Zach, guess how many he landed? Guess how many takedowns he successfully.
Out of 12, I'm gonna give him 3.
Motherfucker got 0.
Oh.
0 successful takedowns.
Oh wow.
He held him up. Wow. He held Pereira up against the cage for 3 rounds. Held him up against the cages 3 and 4 rounds, and then the judges gave it to him. People were saying online like we need to start taking points away, but we need to stop like gassing up takedowns, especially if you fail. We need to start taking into consideration failed takedowns. Because Pereira is not a wrestler at all. Never been a wrestler in his career. He's been a kickboxer his entire career. Moved over to the UFC, started knocking dudes out. Like this guy who he probably trains wrestling, but he probably doesn't train it that much. He's more hitting the bags and hitting pads and shit. So you're telling me that this dude from Dagestan, he's probably wrestled his whole life. He's not known as like strictly a wrestler. Like he can strike, Magomed Ankalaev. He can strike. But you're telling me this dude from Dagestan, who's probably wrestled his whole life, wasn't able to take down Alex Pereira a single time in 12 attempts, and we're giving him the win? Like we're not knocking him for that at all?
Yeah, I feel like that definitely that should definitely be taken into consideration.
From what I saw, he was holding him up against the cage the whole time, and he wasn't advanced. Like he wasn't doing anything. He's just holding up against the cage and controlling.
See, the problem I have with it, I feel like the judging, they look too much into like the people pressuring.
And like control time.
He was pressuring, but he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, if you're controlling against the cage, but you're not doing anything with it, you shouldn't be getting that. You shouldn't be getting props for that control time. You shouldn't be doing like. It just doesn't make sense to me. He's controlling, yes, but what is he doing with it? Nothing.
Right. But like Pereira, I saw the first round. He easily won the first round.
Across all judges' scorecard, he had the first.
And then the second, I did not expect Ankalaev to fucking rock Pereira like that. It wasn't technically it wasn't a knockdown because he didn't fall down. He just fell against the cage. But it was 1-1, and then I had Pereira winning the third round.
Yeah,
it was close, but I had Pereira winning the third round.
No judges had that. Judges had Pereira. 2 judges had Pereira winning the 5th round. One of them had him winning.
Yeah, the first and the 5th round.
Yeah, all 3 had the first. And 2 of them had the 5th. The other one.
I definitely think he won it by far.
Really?
But the judges didn't see it that way. They just see the whole grappling and not doing anything with it, just holding him there.
And I want to say, I'm not saying Pereira should have won. I didn't watch the fight. I'm not out here like, oh, it was robbery. But like, we need to change how we look at takedowns and pressure, like Keith said.
Failed takedowns.
Yeah, and failed takedowns. Failed takedowns need to be taken into consideration.
Yeah. Going 0 for 12 is awful.
Yeah.
That's like going 0 for 12 on for 3-pointers in a basketball game.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
No, for real, dude. But, like, arguably, the third round could go either way. That was basically the deciding round, in my opinion. Besides that one judge that had it 4-1, I don't see how he got 4-1 at all.
Me neither. From what I saw, everyone says Pereira won 1st and 5, for sure.
The third was the deciding round, and I'm just arguing the 49-46. I'm cool. Ankalaev saying he won. I'm cool
48-47, all right. But 49-46, that did not make any sense to me.
But obviously, I think the rematch is the way to go, honestly.
I saw Dana was asked about it in the post-fight presser, and he said, yeah, probably. Because they asked if there was an immediate rematch for Pereira. He said, yeah, probably.
I think they should do it in the summer for International Fight Week. Like you have John Jones and Aspinall, and then you'll do co-main for Alex and Magomed. I think that, or you could swap them. I don't know what they would do. I don't know.
John
That would
Jones,
be
he would never be the co-main. His ego's too big.
definitely not. But like, I think that would be a great fight. Honestly, I think that would be a great fight card. For
Yeah,
International
that
Fight
would be one of the best I've seen. You get Pereira and Magomed on there, and then you get John Jones and Tom Aspinall. That'd be exciting.
So dope.
Crazy.
I would not be
And-
at Milligan's for that one. I would be watching it.
Dana
Yeah.
literally said that it should be happening soon, and I would say it should happen in the summer.
It should have been happening.
It
Dude,
should.
I saw that the
It-
UFC
it should've.
approached Tom Aspinall on defending his interim title a second time. I read online that the UFC approached Tom Aspinall about defending his interim title for the second time.
Dude, it would just not be worth it. Like, 'cause
No.
especially if John decides to fight again after you just fought, that would just be that'd just be so fucked.
Dude, they should
That'd
have
be
fought
stupid.
before Stipe. Stipe should have got the winner of those two. If Stipe wants his last hoorah, whatever. Give him the winner of Aspinall and Jones.
Yeah.
Now,
know,
again,
dude.
I'm
It
not
was
saying
ridiculous.
Tom Aspinall beats John Jones. I don't know what happens in that fight. But Tom Aspinall deserves that opportunity.
Dude, it's the fight everybody wants to see. They've been just John. I don't know. It's John. It has to be John.
It is.
Literally,
100%.
everybody's
Aspinall's ready. Aspinall, dude, like, John Jones is basically wasting Aspinall's prime. John Jones and the UFC. This could be Aspinall's prime. He's a prime, what, 30, 31?
I think he's 31.
That's
couldn't
prime.
tell you.
I think he's 31.
He could fight for another 6 years and be good. The UFC and John
And
Jones are wasting Aspinall's prime.
It's the fact is, John was like, "Oh, I'm getting old now. What do I have to prove fighting a younger guy?" I'm like, DC literally fought you.
You-
Like, what? DC was like
John
40
Jones was given
when he
these same opportunities. John Jones was the youngest UFC champion ever, I believe. He was given this same opportunity. And yet, when it's his time to give young talent their due, their chance, he doesn't.
Yeah,
it's just insane, dude. Hey, UFC 314 coming up in April is gonna be so.
Who
fun now.
is what's the card?
It's Volkanovski and Lopez, and then you got Michael.
Oh, is
Chandler
that
and
for
Patty
the undisputed featherweight?
Because Taporia
Yeah,
dropped it, so it's
Taporia,
funny.
vacated it, moved up. Volkanovski.
And then you
is
got
the Jordan in
Chandler
featherweight.
and Patty in the co-main for that too,
That'll be exciting.
and that's gonna be
That'd be
that's a
fun.
5-rounder as well.
Patty Pimblett's gonna win that. Michael Chandler's, I think, 2-6 in the UFC. 2-4 maybe. Yeah, 8.
Should be a great fight though.
It should be.
honestly.
Yeah, it should be. It's going to be
Should
an
be.
exciting fight. But Patty's going
It's
to
a-
win it by. I
It's a 5-rounder too.
think they're going to go the distance.
game part.
Similar
I
to
think
Chandler
they
and
could-
Oliveira.
Unless Michael Chandler lands like one of those right hands that just puts out Patty, I
Yeah.
think it'll go the full
Or a
5.
crazy head
No.
kick.
I don't see Patty taking him down and submitting him like early or anything
No.
like that.
No, I don't think Patty will take him down and control him. Michael Chandler, he was a wrestler. He's a pretty strong dude.
I mean, Charles was able to do it, but Charles.
Yeah,
was
but
also
Charles is
black
like
belt
a
in jiu-jitsu.
multi-time black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Man.
But that fight card coming up in April is gonna be nice.
Do you
The
know
one
the date?
I think it's April. It's mid-April, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I thought they were always 4 weeks apart. 4 weeks. April
That
12th.
card last night,
It should-
dude. I
Maybe
fucking-
April 12th, maybe.
It is April 12th. Yeah.
April 12th. Man. That card last night, the only part I watched was I went up to the bar, got a beer, and it was on the ball.
The
And I
prelims.
turned around, I was like, shit, all right, yeah, it was some prelims. And
Dude.
and the one dude, I watched it for 45 seconds, and I watched the dude get kicked in the dick twice in 45 seconds. Hard as fuck.
That's actually
Hard as fuck.
that's insane, dude. But dude, there was also the first fight on the main card. Bobby Green got hit with or King Green since he changed his name.
Yeah, Bobby
Uh,
got hit with a spinning head kick.
Spinning wheel kick to the dome, dude. That was insane.
Dude, it didn't
He
even look like it
flatlined
connected.
him.
I've seen like the replay in the
Awesome.
slow motion. It really didn't look like it connected. But
He probably just hit the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And simple.
yeah, the
He just
heel
took him out.
lights out. See you later, Bobby Green.
Bobby Green's been taking out so much, dude.
He has. Patty Pimblett was his
He's
last
been-
fight.
keeps getting flatlined, dude. Like that one against Jalen Turner where the ref did not pull Jalen off of him, and it looked like Bobby was gonna get fucking murdered in the middle of the cage.
That's
Like
insane.
he just kept punching him, and Bobby Green was flatlined, dude, the whole time.
Shit's
And
fucking
Was
like
it
he
Herb
would not
Dean?
pull him off.
Was it Herb Dean?
It could have been.
He's
I'm not
famous
sure
for those.
though,
He is famous for those.
dude. But it was so. I was like, dude, can you pull him off of him? Like he's clearly done. Can you just pull him off?
right.
But yeah,
Funny though.
it was a good weekend of UFC.
What's going
Like
on down
always,
in the jungle of Cincinnati with the Bengals?
So finally, we make some progress. We signed Mike Gesicki to a 3-year, $25.5 million deal. This is the first time that Joe Burrow's actually having a solid tight end stay in Cincinnati for a long term. The longest he's had a tight end for, I think it was 2 years.
CJ Ozuma? Or is what was
Yeah,
it?
Uzama,
Uzama,
CJ
yeah.
Uzama. He had it for 2 years, and he got dropped in free agency. But finally signing Mike Gesicki. But they flew T. Higgins out. I believe it was yesterday to Cincinnati, or he might have landed today. But trying to probably get a deal done. But after that, what you're getting ready to bring up here in a few minutes, the DK signing.
Yeah. I bet
I
you that
think
price
that's
for
gonna
T.
make-
Higgins just skyrocketed.
I don't honestly after that happened. I don't think we're going. I don't see a possibility of us re-signing because I know T. Higgins is going to want a lot. He's going to
Yeah.
probably want 35 mil.
Yeah, his asking price just went up for sure.
But DK also, the contract that obviously you'll bring up here in a second. I think he's overpaid.
Me too.
Very.
I don't think DK is
Very.
that great of a
But
receiver.
and also Trey Hendrickson, they gave Trey Hendrickson permission to seek a trade.
I saw
also.
something. Yeah, I saw that they did that, but then I also saw that Trey Hendrickson said that there was no place he'd rather be other than Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. I also read that they offered him like 30 to 32 per year to stay in Cincinnati. But also Max Crosby just signed a big deal that drove up the price on DNs, so that's kind of gonna make it tough to sign Trey Hendrickson. But I don't know. We'll see.
And Myles Garrett's contract.
Dude, Myles Garrett. Oh my god, dude.
Who do you want?
That's insane.
Who do you want the Bengals to pick up in the draft?
In the draft?
Yeah, what positions do you guys need filled?
D end for sure now, since Trey, there's no possibility. There might not be a possibility of Trey coming back.
Yeah.
It would have to be. There was a defensive end out of Alabama that's really good they said that we should pick up. Also, somebody from what was it? I think it was Marshall. His name's Mike Green. Talent. He's a small defensive end, but he had a great showing at the Senior Bowl. So that's another look.
No offensive lineman?
Well, honestly, I see us picking up offensive linemen in the free agency. Dude, free agency is going to be insane because I think it starts tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it starts tomorrow, but it could be Tuesday as well.
I always thought it was after the draft. March 10th. Yep, tomorrow at noon.
Dude, it's going to be so insane.
It will.
Like, it's going to go crazy.
Yeah. The first couple days is going to go crazy.
The Steelers need to draft. I think the Steelers should need to draft a quarterback in the first round because they don't have a quarterback.
I think they can pick up Sam Darnold.
Hopefully.
Sam Darnold, it would be all right, but I feel like, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get him and then draft a quarterback and have him learn behind Sam.
I think they should get Emeka Egbuka, and they should start asking teams what it would take to get rid of George Pickens. Because I don't think Pickens and DK is going to work.
I was just talking to Gavin about this, and he was like, I'm not excited about the DK pickup. He's like, at most, I hope he teaches George to not be so frustrated and flip out. I'm like,
an idiot.
But if you think about it, DK is he's not really a cool head himself though. He kind of flips out too.
No,
So
they will clash in the locker rooms probably.
it definitely will not be pretty.
Yeah, if I'm
Yeah,
Pittsburgh, I'm
but-
calling around and seeing what I can get for George Pickens.
See, I feel like they're going to stick with George for at least one more year. And this DK signing, I feel like that's going to steer them away from getting Ibuka, I feel like.
I don't know. I think they should get rid of Pickens and pick up Igbuka.
It would definitely be pretty good. That would be a good decision. They need to sign a quarterback. That's the top thing for Pittsburgh. They need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cleveland. They need
Can't
a
win a
quarterback.
ball
too.
game if you don't have a quarterback.
Nah, not at all. Can't even compete.
Not all defense wins championships, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships, but you need a quarterback to throw the ball.
Dude, definitely. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna just throw because Justin Fields isn't there anymore. He's
No.
testing free agency.
Yeah.
And
it's-
Russell Wilson he's not in his prime anymore. He's just not there anymore. You can't
No.
really bring him back.
Yeah, Russ isn't the guy.
Definitely not. And
Well-
I think it was honestly dumb of them to drop Justin Fields out of the starting position for Russell Wilson. Like they were doing good for a minute there.
They were 4-2,
with
yeah.
Russell, and then it just fell downhill.
Yeah. Well, all right, Junior. Appreciate you joining
Well,
us.
Absolutely,
bro.
man. Thank you guys for having us or having me. My goodness.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
All right,
man.
man. I'll see y'all later. All right.
See you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, man.
Peace out, brother.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna stick with the football talks. If you're cool with that.
Yeah. Let's get on it.
Quite possibly quite possibly the best defensive player in the entire league, Myles Garrett, signs an extension with the Cleveland Browns after requesting a trade a couple weeks ago. That's crazy. That is.
Yeah.
The deal is $123 million guaranteed. Guaranteed. I don't know how many years it is, but I'm sure he's going to spend the rest of his prime in Cleveland. That's what it sounds like. I don't think it's a bad pickup, bad deal. I mean, he's been the best defensive player in the league for the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
He's
literally.
arguably the best defensive player in the last 3 or 4 years.
I know what you mean. He's a beast.
Yeah, him and Denzel Ward, they're the cornerstone of that Cleveland defense, and they're going to need them for long term if they plan on doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but a couple weeks ago when we talked about this trade, he was saying that he wanted to win a Super Bowl. He wasn't interested in Defensive Player of the Year and like individual stats or in awards. He wanted to win a Super Bowl. So this begs the question: does Myles Garrett actually believe Cleveland can win a Super Bowl, or is that $123 million guaranteed staring back at him? And he's
Better
like,
than a
oh,
Super
okay,
Bowl.
yeah. He's like, we can rethink this here.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying, man.
Yeah, that's the $1 million
My guess
question.
is that the money got to him.
No, I think so too.
Yeah.
You're looking
Like,
at
why else would you stay on a
$125
team
million guaranteed. Yeah, 12% of $1 billion guaranteed money.
There's no other reason to stay in Cleveland.
No, God, no. You're not winning the Super Bowl in Cleveland.
No. Not even
It's
close.
not happening. The Buffalo Bills, they cut and released Von Miller, a move that'll save them $8.5 million.
Oh, wow.
Former two-time Super Bowl champion. He may have been
Yeah,
Super
Von
Bowl
Miller's a
MVP.
beast.
He may have been Super
He
Bowl
won-
MVP in 2015.
With the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think he was defensive player of the Super Bowl, defensive MVP for the Rams, too.
Oh, wow.
He's a good player.
That's great. Yeah, he's a beast, dude. I know Von Miller's a beast.
I don't know how many more great years he has in him, but, I mean, he's still a solid
Yeah.
player. He'll be a good
Definitely.
player. There are a few teams that I can think of that really need a pass rusher. Those are Baltimore. They really need a good pass rusher. Detroit.
Yeah.
And even Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay could benefit from a good pass rusher. Really, anyone could benefit from Von Miller signing,
No.
but I'm sure he wants to go to contender. Those are probably Baltimore, Detroit, and
Yeah.
maybe Tampa
Yeah.
Bay. Those are probably
That's
contenders.
true.
Be a 3-time
Very true.
Super Bowl champ. Buffalo Bills re-signed Josh Allen to a 6-year, $330 million deal. Highest guaranteed
God
money in NFL
damn.
history. I don't
That's
know if he's
crazy.
guaranteed $330 million. but it's the highest guaranteed contract in history.
That's insane.
He's
I mean,
guaranteed he's guaranteed 250.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's taken them to the playoffs for the first time in
I'm
fucking
telling
years. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. I think
he's a beast.
I
know
think he's the best player in the world. The only problem with his career is every single year in the playoffs he runs into Patrick Mahomes. Not much you can do there.
Yeah.
There's really not. I mean, Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's like watching LeBron from 2010 to 2018 made the finals every year. Like if you're in that conference, you're not getting past LeBron. If you're in the AFC, I don't think you're getting past Patrick Mahomes. That's just the way it is. But if there is a dude that can do it, I think it's Josh Allen. I don't think Lamar can. I don't know if anyone else can. I think it's just
I think it depends
Josh
on
Allen.
the day, man. I think they just need to pick up a few more weapons, and I think they can.
Yeah, last year he really didn't have any notable wide receivers. Deion Coleman, that's really it.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings re-sign Aaron Jones to a 2-year, $20 million deal, $10 million annually. He did pretty good with them last year. I don't know. I think he signed a 1-year deal with them last year. Because
that makes sense on why they had to extend it.
Yeah, the Packers cut him, and then the Packers signed Josh Jacobs for like 15 minutes. The Packers fan base thought we were gonna have the greatest backfield in NFL history, and then we cut Aaron Jones, and then then he signs with Minnesota for a year. He did well there, did very well. So they reward him with a 2-year, $10 million annual contract. So $20 million in total. I bet you it's all guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean that's still damn good, man.
Yeah, $20 million is not that
10
much.
10 mil a years.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, Los Angeles Rams signed Devontae Adams to a 2-year, $46 million deal. That'll drive up T. Higgins' price as well.
Yeah.
He's looking
gracious.
He's looking at what, $23 million a year. That's a 35-year-old, 36 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah. What Keith was saying. Pittsburgh Steelers give up a 2025 second rounder to acquire DK Metcalf in a trade.
Yeah, that's insane, man. I hope he's able to actually ball out.
Yeah, they signed him to a 5-year, $150 million deal.
Dang.
That's a lot. It's a lot. $30 million a year.
A lot. I didn't think he would go for 5 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, me neither.
Because he's getting old, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't really seem like he has that many great years left in the gas tank. I don't know if he's had really more than 1 or 2 great years.
Well, I was going to say he's definitely had some great years. Dude was a beast at one point.
Yeah. I've never really been sold on him. I think the Steelers should pick up Sam Darnold if they can't re-sign Justin Fields.
Yeah, I agree. They need to find a goddamn quarterback. At this point, I don't care who it is.
Yeah, you have Najee Harris. He'll be a good enough running back next year. You got DK Metcalf and George Pickens, maybe. Worst comes, if they trade George Pickens, there's no way they're not picking up Emeka Egbuka.
That'd be nice.
You ought to think they've got to.
Right.
My dogs are going crazy upstairs. My parents just got home. Alex Ovechkin.
I can't even hear him.
Oh, good. Alex Ovechkin's 9 goals away from being the NHL all-time leader.
Yeah, it's still crazy that he hasn't hit that yet.
He's played 16 less games than Gretzky. I think 15 now.
But over a longer period.
No, I think they both played 20 seasons.
Didn't we look this up one time?
Yeah. Well, it's because I counted the first year. He started in like 2005 or something, and then I counted this year, 2025. 2004 was when he was drafted. So if you go 04 to 05 season, that's 24 to 25. That's this year, 20 years. But I counted 04 to 25. That's where I messed up. But yeah, same amount of seasons. 16 less games. I don't see Ovechkin retiring after this year. I could be wrong, but I don't see him retiring. I think he's gonna add to his goals.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro.
He is very good. He's been good for 20 years.
How many more games are left for him to beat it?
Probably 20. Blue Jackets have 19 games left.
You think he can get 9 and 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm hoping.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm rooting for the guy. That's for sure.
They have played 64 games, so he has 18.
18. Okay.
Needs 1 goal every 2 games.
1 goal for 2 games. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
Goal every other game. The Blue Jackets are leading the wild card spot. They are number 1 right now with 70 points. Ottawa's just behind them with 69. We've got 19 games left, but we've got a bunch of teams on our heels. We've got New York, who we just beat today, with 68
good.
points. Detroit with 66 points. Montreal with 66. Boston with 66, and the New York Islanders with 65. So with 19 games left, we really need to lock in and make sure we win games.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to get some wins, man.
Yeah, our last 10 games were 5-4-1, which it's not great,
Oh,
especially for a team
yeah,
fighting
that's
for a
crazy.
wild card spot and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
who-
not good. We need to pull it together.
Yeah,
I don't care if we need to start fighting people or what, but we need to do something.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to the wire. It does most years.
Yeah.
Blue Jackets got a big 2 points today over the New York Rangers on the road. We won 7-3. Adam Fantilli getting his second hat trick of the year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yep. So that was
Hell
good.
yeah.
That was a good game. Good game.
7-3 is a high scoring game.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We are a high scoring team. We've scored a lot of goals this year. I wonder if
Hey.
it'll tell me. We scored 214 goals this year.
What's the most in the league?
All the other teams in the wild card don't. None of the teams in the wild card running have 200.
Oh, nice.
The highest team I see right now is 232, and that's Washington.
And so we're only 17 behind them, or 8.
Yeah.
What,
We
19,
score a lot of
whatever
goals.
it is.
Yeah, and Washington's
Sweet.
leading the Metropolitan with 92 points, 22 more points.
Oh, that's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. We've scored a lot of goals this year. We're a good offensive team, and
That's good.
Our differential is +6, so we have 6 more goals scored than let up, which isn't great, but we've scored more
Right.
than we've let up. That's all you got to ask for.
Yeah.
Like Washington, Washington has a +65 goal differential. They've scored
So they've
65
scored a lot,
more
but
goals
they've-
than they've let up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we've only scored 6 more goals than we've let up. We've scored 214, we've let up 208. Yeah, Washington scored 232, they've let up 167.
That's insane.
That's, oh my God.
Yeah.
Winnipeg is +76.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That goalies must be just insane.
Yeah, we've got some good teams. Yeah, Connor Hellebuck is Winnipeg's goalie. He was the Team USA goalie.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just a beast.
Yeah, absolute animal. Moving over to basketball, the Ohio State Buckeyes have made the Big Ten tournament. So before this
good.
year, there were only 16 teams. No, there were 14 teams in the Big Ten. So every team made the Big Ten tournament. But this year, now that we have 18 teams, the top 15 make the tournament, I believe. Top 15 or 15 or 14, one of the two, or maybe 16, something like that.
Somewhere around that.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah.
They'll probably have to win 3 or 4 more in the Big Ten tournament to make it to the NCAA tournament, the March Madness bid. They've been a very inconsistent team all year.
I think
we can keep up with the top teams. Like we beat the brakes off of top ranked teams, like Kentucky, absolutely murdered them. Purdue,
we were talking about this.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah, and then we lose to teams like Pittsburgh at home. Like, come on, we can beat teams like
That's
Kentucky in a neutral site, New York City, Madison Square Garden, one of the biggest stages of them all, and then we lose to Pittsburgh at home. Like, come on, just can't be doing that. It's honestly all about which Ohio State team shows up. I mean, if the good team shows up, they can compete with just about anybody.
I definitely remember talking about
how
inconsistent they were.
Yeah. Some of the national title teams that I think some of the teams I think could win the national title are Alabama. They're a pretty good team. They're very dangerous. Auburn is another very dangerous team. Alabama just beat Auburn.
That's what we were talking about. How just randomly the SEC is just beasting it up in basketball.
Yeah. Alabama beat Auburn on the road yesterday. Auburn was ranked number 1 at the time. Alabama spoiled their senior day.
That's so unfortunate.
I know.
That's funny though.
I think Auburn could win it. I think a dark horse team is St. John. I think we were talking about that. The old head coach from Louisville. Yeah,
we were.
I think they could win it all if they get hot for sure. Florida is a team that could get hot. Michigan State as well. There are a few good teams. Tennessee. There are a few teams that I think could win
Right.
it all this year. I think we're definitely going to have a new champion. I don't think UConn is going to win it. I don't even know if UConn's going to make it. I don't think
Right.
UConn can three-peat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Selection Sunday is next week, next Sunday.
What the hell is that?
They select who makes the NCAA tournament, who makes March Madness.
Oh, okay.
So next week we'll know the pairings and where they play and when they play, and we'll be able to fill out some brackets.
Sweet.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Staying in the subject of basketball, Lakers lose their 8-game win streak. They dropped to the
Damn.
Boston Celtics last night in Boston.
Yeah, I think I saw some of that on the TV as well
Yeah.
at the bar.
They were getting killed, dude. They were down by as much as 20 something in the second half. Storm back, cut the lead to 6, cut Boston's lead to 6, and then LeBron goes down, gets hurt. Kind of ruined the momentum that they had.
What did he hurt? What did he injure?
His groin, strained his groin.
Oh, okay, so he'll die. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's
Probably
out for
a couple
a week.
weeks.
Yeah, 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
out. He finished with
Cool.
22 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 assists at the time of injury, which, I mean, that's still pretty good. He got hurt in the fourth quarter, so it's not like, he was out the
Right.
majority of the game.
Okay,
Luka
that's
finished the
good.
game with 38 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And Austin Reeves had 16 points to assist them. Yeah, LeBron could be out for 1 or 2 weeks, or he could be out longer, honestly. Like, if they're really trying to rest him for the playoffs and make a run at the championship, they may rest him for a little bit longer. I don't know how many more games they have left. I don't imagine it's that much. Probably like 3 or 4 more weeks.
Right.
So, I mean, since Luka became a Laker, they've been the hottest team in the NBA. I really think that they could win the championship. I think when Luka got traded there, they were the 6th seed in the West, 6 or 7, and now they're the 2 seed.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's good for them.
Yeah, so I mean, I really think they can make a run. They're back on the court Monday when they take on the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn.
Who else is who's the best team in the NBA right now? Like who does
Cleveland.
everybody think? Oh, Cleveland?
Yep. They have the best record. A lot of people think that they're frauds and they won't do very well. They have the best record. Cleveland has the best record in the East and in the NBA, and then the Thunder have the best record in the West. Really young Thunder team.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good for Cleveland, I suppose.
Yeah.
Can't do shit in football, so
No.
gotta do it.
Yeah, this is
gotta
the
do it
first
somewhere
thing
else.
they've done since LeBron, dude. This is the first time they've been good since LeBron.
Yeah, 100%.
That's all I had today for the sports news.
Oh, really?
Had quite a bit, but that's it.
You say what? Oh, quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I had quite a bit. But
I think we can move over to Counter-Strike then.
sounds good.
We finally hit stage 2
All right.
of Pro League. So once stage, so it's stage 1, stage 2, and then playoffs.
Yeah, so
Right.
those tier 2 teams, so we know who's in right now and who they're gonna face.
Mm-hmm.
Like those tier 2 teams we were talking about from last week, like Tyloo and
Right. So
and NRG and those Brazilian teams.
NRG. Okay, so almost every team I named last week that I was like, oh, let's keep an eye on these guys,
Mhm.
are not in the tournament,
Really?
except for two. But the 2 that I was like, oh, these are the best teams in stage 1 right now were Tyloo and M80, and M80 didn't even make it out of stage 1. When I told you they were 2-0, they ended up losing the next 3 matches and went out 2-3. They went out of the tournament 2-3. Now, Tyloo ended up going into the next stage, but they got absolutely destroyed on...
I remember texting you about Tyloo midweek to see if they made it. See if they beat the what was it? Who'd they play earlier this week? Furia?
Well, on... Potentially? That wasn't on Wednesday.
I don't know. I remember
Or that might have been on Wednesday or something like that. But Friday is when stage 2 started, right? So what you were talking about, yeah, I think Tyloo made it won that and made it into the next stage. You know what I mean? And that next stage started on Friday,
Mhm.
right? And so Friday, that's when the big teams come in. So your Spirit, your Vitality, your Mouse,
automatic
your
qualifiers.
Navi, yeah. So the Tyloo and M80 are both out of the tournament, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
Yeah. They're both out of the tournament. So it's kind of crazy because as soon as Friday hit, and from Friday to today, Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
it's the first two teams to go 3-0 in these first 3 days, the two teams that are 3-0 instantly go to the playoffs. Right? So, and those two teams were Spirit and Vitality, number 1 and 2 teams in the world.
Yeah, we talk about them often.
Exactly. The two teams that are fully expected to go 3-0 in every group stage they play and go straight to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's good, obviously. But once that happens, so they had to, so Tyloo had to play Spirit on Friday. So, game 1. So they got destroyed 2-0. You know what I mean? They didn't stand a chance. And then their next match, Tyloo, on Saturday, had to play Na'Vi, the third, fourth best team in the world.
We've talked about them too.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Was Tyloo the last team to make it? The last? Because it seemed like they played Spirit, who's the best team in the world, right?
Yeah. So exactly. One and last.
Yeah, usually
I imagine,
one plays the last. Okay, so Tyloo
it was kind of like that. Yeah, barely.
Okay.
So then they played Na'Vi on Saturday and lost to them, and then Tyloo played Gamer Legion, one of the teams from Stage 1.
That's the team I was asking about last weekend.
Yes, Gamer Legion
beat Tyloo.
They beat Tyloo to go into tomorrow. They've got a game tomorrow.
So they beat them twice. They beat Tyloo twice. Stage 1 and 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Stage 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
And in Stage 2 yesterday, or today, I mean, they played today.
Yeah.
And Gamer Legion 2-0'd them. So it was crazy. Yeah, Gamer Legion's just they've had Tyloo's numb. And then I think in Stage 1, I also was talking about Saul, wasn't I? We've definitely talked about them before because they're the team
but I don't know if it was last week.
They're the team that had that roster change from the guy that was in there for 2 months.
2 months? Yeah.
And they've been putting up a great showing so far in the last tournament, in Cluj.
Yeah, we did talk about them. Yeah. They made the roster change and they've gone crazy since then.
Gone crazy with it. So their first day on Friday, their first match on Friday in Stage 2, they had to go against Na'Vi.
Okay.
And they beat Na'Vi 2-1, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. So they've been doing pretty good. But since then, yesterday and today, they got 2-0'd by Spirit and then G2. G2 is also fourth, fifth best team in the world.
I was going to ask, Saul's not top 10, are they?
Ooh. Saul might be top 10. They might be top 15. I don't think they're top 10.
Yeah.
I'd say top 15. I would like to imagine. But so G2 and Na'Vi are gonna have to go up against each other tomorrow.
Okay.
That's one of the we've got 6 matches tomorrow, and all 6 of the winners of all 6 of those matches will then play on Tuesday. The winners of those matches will go into the playoffs. Right. So it's just shrinking it down.
Yeah.
But so the most entertaining possible matches that we've got in Stage 2 are some great matches. G2 versus Na'Vi, 2 top 5 teams in the world going up against each other in a group stage or in a not even in the playoffs.
You said they were probably 4 and 5, ranked 4 and 5.
Yeah, probably, or 3, 5, 3, 4 in their top 5. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they're just. But the fact that they have to play each other to even make it into the playoffs is absolutely insane. It's crazy. But the next matchup that I'm excited for because of Nico, we've talked about Nico plenty of times. So the Falcons have to play Furia, and Furia is one of those Brazilian teams. You know how I feel about the Brazilian teams.
Yeah, how many made it?
So
just Furia.
2.
Okay.
Furia and Pain Gaming.
Okay.
So, yeah, just 2. So those are the only 2 full Brazilian lineups that ended up going into the next stage.
Yeah,
but Furia has to play. Yeah, but Furia has to play Falcons tomorrow, and I mean, just the form that Furia has had has just been so bad. I can't. I can only see Falcons winning this game because the form that has Nico and Tessez and Dexter have been showing has just been absolutely beautiful. They've been just ripping the heads off of people. It's fantastic.
Is Falcons a top 10 team, top 5?
Well, since they stole Heroic's core at the beginning of the year, yeah, they were like top 8. But they haven't really done much since then, so they've probably dropped down to like 12, if I had to guess, somewhere around there. But aside from those 2 matches, the next one I got to keep an eye on is Mouse versus Liquid. Right, so we got Mouse with their new IGL and Brolin, who was never an IGL before, but was able to put up some good results in Cluj. Right, so they made it to the playoffs, made it very far in the playoffs, if I recall correctly. And then Liquid, being that NA roster that I love, who's not really fully NA at all. We got Canadians and Israelis, and so it's kind of crazy. But Liquid have been they've been showing some good improvements. You know what I mean? They've been on a great track with the new addition of Nerds. They picked up Nerds at the beginning of the year, and I think they've just been way better since then. The only problem is Twist as an IGL, because he just started IGLing, like, hasn't even been a full year. So he just needs to get some more reps under his belt to, as these mid rounds go on, to be able to tell what the other team's doing and call
More
around
experience,
it better. Yeah, just literally just needs more experience. And then of course the last match that that is tomorrow that I'm excited for is Saul Gamer Legion. We just spoke about it, but it's crazy because Saul obviously beat Navi 2-1 on Friday. So like they lost their next 2 matches Saturday, Sunday. But being able to beat a top 5 team in the world is always a good sign.
Good feat.
No matter what. Yeah, it's always a good sign. And then obviously Gamer Legion beating Tyloo yesterday 2-0, or today, I think. Right? That's today. Yes, that's today. So I mean, both of those teams going up against each other, I think it's gonna be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
And
sounds like it.
I mean, last thing I was going to talk about, I kind of already spoke about, was just the fact that last week I said that M80 and Tyloo were probably gonna go pretty far in the tournament, and obviously I was way wrong. They just fell apart.
Yeah, failed. Made you look bad.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody must have cut their keyboards or something.
Assholes.
Dude. Bullshit. Yeah, dude. It's annoying. Freaking unfortunate, dude. Somebody didn't get a massage that morning or something. Crazy.
Well, that all you had?
Anyway, though, yeah, I think that's all I got for the Counter-Strike world so far.
Good.
Next week we'll be able to talk about the winners of Pro League.
Sounds good.
Grand finals is next Sunday.
We may have to hit a midweek pod, dude, if this free agency goes off, this NFL free agency.
Yeah. Well, we can.
If some big moves, like some big surprise moves, we may have to hit some of those.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and
come
hit
back
that
next
bell
week,
down there at the bottom.
Monday at 1:00.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even a surprise pod during the week. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Yep, next Monday at 1 for sure. Appreciate it.
Bye bye.